Kia ora and welcome back to the channel. I'm Elvie and today we have another watercolour review of sorts. This one was not planned. These are Winsor & Newton professional watercolours. It is a 12 half pan set of theirs, and this is actually my first of the Winsor & Newton professional sets. I've used Cotman sets, I've got professional watercolours by Winsor & Newton, but they are not sets, so this is quite exciting. It's got the colour and pigment information on the back for all except the cadmium free paints. I don't know the pigments for them. So we'll open it up together. It's just a standard 12 like metal box that will hold 24 half pans in total. So if you have any other pans of theirs or paints in general, you can add them in. It's got the logo on the front here. Oh, and you can see me. How funny. But yeah, so this is the tin, very standard. It's got the you can see me again. It's got the key ring on the back. And so basically this is a gift from my sister. She was trying to get into watercolors, it just didn't quite fit her, and so she gave the set to me. So I got a very precious note from her, so I'll keep this. I'll just put it in the back of my daily drawing book, which will be a nice thing to be able to look back on. It's got the logo up here in the corner, and if you open it out again, we can see the paints. So they're not, I think some of them have been used, some of them haven't, and either way it'll be exciting to go through and use them. This I just kept in here so you could see what the packaging looks like. Just typical Winsor & Newton packaging, similar to the Cotman stuff. It's got 2 of each primary colour, 1 green and then 4 kind of browns. 2 of them are quite yellow leaning browns, so interesting, and then 2 kind of black colours, so it's an interesting range. These 2 choices are quite interesting. I'd probably replace one of these for a darker brown or maybe another green, but either way we will see how the paints go. Sorry about the loud noise outside my window, I don't know what it is, but either way we will start with Winsor, the yellow on the brush, Winsor Lemon. Activates quite nicely. So this is PY175. So it's not like a heavy load of pigment. It's just like a little bit. Probably shouldn't go straight into the next colour over, but it's okay. Then we've got the cadmium free yellow. Using just a flat brush. It's not a watercolour brush, so it doesn't hold that much water, but it does make swatching quite easy. Easy to control the water load as well. Next we have cadmium free red. So that is quite a lovely warm red. So later on I'll do a swatch over so you can see how these colours layer up. Then we've got alizarin crimson, which is PR83. So far these are pretty easy to reactivate. It's quite interesting, they've got like a warm red and a neutral red of sorts. This isn't what I'd call a like true cool red. Well, I mean, it does lean cool, but it wouldn't make, I don't know, it feels very neutral when it comes to reds. Then we've got French Ultramarine, which is PB29. I'm going to add a little bit more water here into this one because I know it can granulate this colour, and I want to see how much texture the Winsor & Newton one has. So you can see a little bit of texture coming up here. Moving on, we have Winsor Blue Green shade. So that is PB15, and that is our phthalo. Very bright. Haven't actually used a phthalo blue in what feels like forever. It's not my favourite blue anyway, but it is a useful blue. Got a bit of hair in it, but that's alright. Very bright. So those are our primaries. Moving on, we have Permanent Sap Green, which is PG36 and PY110. That is quite a nice green there. Moving on, we've got Yellow Ochre. Try to remove a bit of that green off the brush. So this is PY43. Then we have Raw Sienna. So these two colours are very similar to each other, I find, but I've got both in this set. One's just a little bit more transparent, I'd say. And this is PY42 and PR101. As you can see, very similar colours. Then we've got Burnt Sienna, and this is PR101. So this is a more red leaning brown. I haven't used Burnt Sienna in a while. There we have. It's not a colour I tend to reach for. I used to, but not as much. This one is Payne's Grey. This is PB15, PBK6, and PV19. And so this is, yeah, just a blue leaning grey. And the last colour to swatch out for the minute is Ivory Black, which is just PBK9. And it is quite a nice, kind of warm leaning black. That is lovely. There we go. Those are all the swatches. Then we'll move on to the painting. Okay, for the painting today, I've just got some crayons. It's very basic. I just thought it'd be a bit fun to do something a little different. Oh, there actually is a green crayon. Perfect. Oh, that's a bit too much. You can't quite see the mixing area, my bad, but it's just how it will have to be. I could change brushes, but I decided to just use this one. I don't particularly mind. And then we've got a yellow. Crayon. Followed by a red one. Too much. And finally a blue one. It's kind of a mix of the two blues. So maybe I'll do that instead. There we go. It's a very, very random drawing. But sometimes it's the random ones which are the most fun. I'm actually going to change brush. I think the flat brush was just too ambitious. Okay, the moment I started recording again, a massive truck decided to just drive on past. So, apologies. We move on though. I'm sure it will go away. It has to, right? It kind of. Anyway, so we'll continue with the crayons. It actually is dried. I was just off in the wee world daydreaming while I paused the video, so we're back and we continue. These paints are easy to use. Again, professional paints, and these ones are one of the most, I feel like, common, accessible paint brands around these days. And well, back in the day as well, actually. Like a very old brand. So it makes sense that their formula is good, easy, it shouldn't be hard to use. I have a few paints of theirs that are not like stand out to me, that they're not ones I necessarily go back to, but they work, so I do use them. I have some in my travel set, and I don't mind them. They're mainly orange on the blobs, but there's the odd non-orange. Boom. Okay, maybe I'll start with the shadow. I'm kind of tempted to just use the greys that we've got because they are quite lovely, with a little bit of ultramarine because that is my preferred grey. Though it's got a bit green, I think that's just because of the water I've got. So a little bit of red to kind of neutralise the green out. Boom. And we'll add the shadows in. Probably could, you know, do the table first, but doesn't matter. It's a very easy painting. I was gonna do this painting over here with you guys in the set, but I got carried away and instead just painted it, which is completely okay. Doesn't matter. Now for some blue dots. And then we'll have some red dots. It's kind of warm red, so add a little bit of the alizarin crimson in. Sorry about the motorbike. It's a very noisy day today. Great day to film a video. And yeah, I did change my brush. This is actually a old Winsor Newton brush. One of my favorites for fine detail. So there are the dots. Looking very cute. For packaging, I might just do a light variant of the colours. Give me one moment while I change the water. Okay, I've cleared out the water, so let's do a second layer for the swatches. This will be a heavier swatch to see how opaque the colours are. This colour has shifted quite a bit since I laid it down, which is interesting. If you look here, this is quite red, whereas this is dried to be quite like a slightly brown leaning red, which is interesting. So that's kind of why it's important to see what the colours look like dried out as well, because sometimes the colours do change. Yeah, there's a little bit of granulation in the French ultramarine, but it isn't like that extreme. You can just notice a little bit here. Moving on, we've got phthalo. Oh, sorry, Winsor blue. I'm so used to calling it phthalo blue. Winsor blue. This tends to be quite a transparent colour. Permanent sap. Yellow ochre. This one is another one that tends to be quite opaque. A lot of water on the brush. Raw sienna. This one's the opposite. Tends to be quite transparent, so you'll be able to see the dot. We've got burnt sienna. Same thing. Tends to be quite transparent. Payne's grey. They're quite transparent pigments, so same thing. And then ivory black. Oh, too much water. Awesome. So we will continue painting now. So I'm going to do a very light, very, very watered down green to go over this. Same for the yellow, very watered down. Then the red. And finally the blue. Very basic for the packaging. And then we have the table. My table is in fact grey, but I'm going to make it brown, so we get to use a few more of the colours. Haven't necessarily used all the colours today, but I don't think it matters. These two colours are very similar, so I think that's the kind of main critique on that comes to mind. It's just having two very similar colours, as well as a warm yellow up here. So we kind of got like 3 yellows by the end of it, which is quite a few. Well, like, we didn't really get an interesting range of browns or an additional green, which could, some people like having like phthalo green, for example. It doesn't matter too much. It's a way to kind of make it a little bit more unique compared to some of the other sets that are out there. Having your own kind of typical colour range on sets like this. I've had no troubles activating the half pans. You shouldn't expect it. You shouldn't have any issues with that kind of stuff, unless it's like a particular pigment that doesn't like to activate or something like that, especially for professional paints. Shouldn't have any activation issues, otherwise it's just not worth your time. At this point, like, yeah, professional paints should just work. Should activate, shouldn't be a hassle to kind of use and finicky. It should just be able to activate and be used as a tool. Of course, that doesn't, like, lots of paints have different qualities. Like Core, for example, has quite a different formula compared to this one, Winsor Newton. They've all got specialties, but they should all work. It's very basic painting, but I quite like it. It's very sweet. This is the painting up close. You can see the colours, quite lovely. The crayons, very fun. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed hearing about these paints. They are lovely to use, and if you've got them, let me know how you find them. And yeah, I hope this was a fun and interesting video. Take care and see you guys in the next video.